Korea's financial watchdog is set to introduce some changes in February, including tightened mortgage loan screening procedures for banks in Seoul. Measures that may be effective in curbing debt, but they could cause concern on a different front. Our Shin Se has the pros and cons of the detailed guidelines to tackle the country's ever-rising household debt.
Korea's financial regulator is taking a stab at the country's soaring housing debt, fueled by a string of government-led stimulus programs. The Financial Services Commission said starting next year, it'll tighten mortgage screening systems, assessing the borrower's ability to fully repay debt, unlike the current focus, which is more on whether they can repay interest. Applicants will be asked for additional data such as proof of regular income or spending, as well as credit card and insurance payment data, rather than just the value of owned collateral. The banks will also evaluate borrowing limits based on higher rates, keeping in mind the U.S. Federal Reserve is widely expected to boost its benchmark rate from near zero in its upcoming meeting. Higher rates in the U.S. have policymakers worried, as they could ultimately lead to higher borrowing costs in Korea, in turn hurting households that took out loans on the back of a record low base rate of 1.5%. Korea's household debt hit a fresh high at 1,166 trillion won, or some $980 billion as of the third quarter, a jump of 10% from a year earlier. But with the introduction of these new guidelines, some worry about the impact it'll have on the housing market once boosted by eased mortgage regulations.
The new guidelines are only focusing on mortgage-backed loans, while more than half of the loans are taken out for living costs, not to purchase houses. It could in turn dampen the country's housing market.
During the third quarter, home transactions spiked over 20% on year. The financial watchdog attributed the improved housing market to a rise in mortgage loans, with the amount of debt standing at nearly $544 billion in September. Shin Se, Arirang News.